time when we get a Chadvice, I can give you an
Yeah,
update.
we'll
Thank
be
you.
waiting your updates.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Thank
Nora.
you.
Best
Good
of
luck.
luck, Nora.
Best of luck.
She sounds so sweet.
Yeah. My heart.
Yeah, that was a sad one, but I feel like after reading her submission, it was one of those things where she needed other people outside her network to tell her what she wants to do
Yeah.
rather than relying on like her family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. That was a
So,
good one.
so I DM'd her resources that people sent me, and she
Awesome.
said other people are sending her resources. So, hopefully, things get better for her. But we're not going to end on a really like sad note. So I'm gonna bring in Christina. Her pronouns are she, her.
Okay.
Hi, Christina.
Hello, Christina.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey. Um, so or I guess like the thing that I'm looking for advice on is more like our like relationship advice. So, um, I'm 23 and my partner is male and he's 23 and we've been dating for 4 years. And 2 years into our relationship, he told me that he's interested in possibly sleeping with other people. And I said at the time, I was like, that is kind of uncomfortable for me. And we're both pansexual. So I've had relationships with girls in the past, but he hasn't had relationships with anyone else. I was his first. And so it's kind of this like issue that we've been kind of tossing about for the last 2.5 years. And he's planning to propose to me in the next few months. And so my question, I guess, or the thing I would like your opinion on is more so, do you think it's a good idea maybe to open up the relationship and have him have those experiences? Because I'm worried that like later on it's going to bite me in the ass. And it's like, I feel like that curiosity will never really go away.
Mm.
So
Do
I
you
don't know, like,
do you want to get married
perspective.
at 23?
I don't mind. Like, I never thought I would be married, but I met him and it completely changed like my view. It's like I love him so much. He's like my best friend. We do everything together.
Um,
Um,
if I may say, I think
mhm.
there's certainly some, whether you guys want to open your relationship up or that's something you're comfortable with is your guys' prerogative, but you definitely need to sort it out before you get married for sure. Uh,
Yeah,
and and I do think that um, these unanswered questions you cannot go into a marriage with these unanswered questions.
yeah, I completely agree because marriage, it's not just like an emotional thing, it's a legal thing. So, like, I don't want to screw myself over. Um, it's
Uh,
just,
Go ahead.
yeah. No, sorry. What were you going to
No,
say?
no, please, please, please go ahead.
Well, it's hard because, like, there's a part of me that I would honestly be open to it, but the issue is I just don't want to lose him, and I feel like it stems from an insecurity that I have of like, what if he finds something better? Um, and I understand that maybe that's stupid to feel, but it's just like I don't know really how to get past that, and if I can't get past that, it's also the on the other hand, I'm gonna go into possibly getting married and always wondering like, is he going to cheat on me or find somebody better? And I just don't know what the better option to do. And
No, this is this
like,
is this is not a good situation to be in currently because like it's obvious that I mean, one, you guys are really young, and two,
yeah,
it's obvious that he recognizes that and wants to explore further.
hmm
So I don't. I mean, that's definitely going to be that's definitely like you don't want to be in a relationship with someone where you're constantly in fear that they have a wandering eye,
yeah,
and you don't want that person to develop a resentment towards you either, because no matter what happens, they're gonna feel like you're the reason why they couldn't explore multiple people. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
and it's really it's a sad situation to be in, unfortunately. But like,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, opening up the relationship, especially if you don't want to, like if you're not comfortable with the idea, and you're only doing it to please him is not a healthy way to go about this at all. Because then you're going to also develop resentment towards him, and that insecurities are going to sour the relationship regardless, unless you yourself are like also interested in having different partners and whatnot. Do you see what I'm saying?
I completely see what you're saying, because it's like I don't want an Andrew Tate situation where it's like he just gets to have fun and then I don't do anything, but also it's like it's still just kind of either way. It feels like there's going to be resentment built for the other person, and so it's I want to avoid that, but at the same time, I think the situation doesn't really lend itself to, I don't know, not to be like sad about it, but it doesn't lead to a positive ending either way. And like he said to me, because we live together on top of all this, he said to me like, I'm not gonna do it if it's gonna ruin our relationship. But I know he says that and he means it and he means well, but at the same time, it's like that doesn't dispel the feelings that he had to tell me that, right? So
Has he
I just
started
didn't-
drinking bubbly water?
yeah.
I'm going to tell you this.
Does he say we need to get a Bugatti?
No,
You're
thank
not
God.
dating your boyfriend. You're dating Andrew Tate now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just dating Andrew Tate. Yeah.
No, this is actually surprisingly from one of my most immature mods, Young Peasy. I'm going to read it out. One recommendation I've seen before is that before trying a threesome/open relationship is to go to a bar separately and try to flirt with people and see how that makes the both of you feel.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Wait, hold on. This is important. How
Okay.
how does even that make you feel?
I like not super uncomfortable. I think it's like flirting with people is like it's happened to both of us before. We've had people hit on us. So it's like I'm not uncomfortable with that. It's the sexual part of it that's what makes me uncomfortable.
No, flirting with the intent of like hooking up though. Like you
Oh,
like not
yeah.
not that you would in the end, but like you have to be open to the possibility of it at least for this to
Sure.
work, I think.
Can I be honest real quick with what you
Yes.
said regarding him saying if it's gonna mess up a relationship, I don't want it. I don't think he's lying to you. I think he's being honest with himself. But I truly, you have to from his perspective, that feeling that he has to explore or do other things will never go away. It'll never go away. And no matter what he tells you, again, I'm not saying he's lying to you, but it'll chip away at him for years and it will never go away. And so I think you should be aware of that for yourself because he may not even be prepared to share that or come to that realization for himself. So in order to protect yourself, you should by all means have that understanding that he may have something going on with himself that he's not fully ready to accept. And so you should be aware of that is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying he's not a liar. He's trying to be honest, but as I said earlier in the stream, as human beings, sometimes we are incapable. We will do mental gymnastics to convince ourselves of something that isn't actually true. Like, oh, no, this is really what I want. But again, slowly but surely, chip after years, right? I'm not saying he's going to go cheat on you, but it will cause potentially like him emotional difficulty or trauma.
I'll say this much. The fact that you guys are talking about even getting potentially engaging, getting engaged, while also simultaneously being unsure whether or not you want to open up the relationship is an immediate red flag because it just means that neither of you are prepared for what you are doing.
I had a question about
Like
that
it
too.
just I'm sorry to say this, but it strikes me as immaturity in that situation. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. I had a question about that too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you said earlier that you wouldn't mind getting married and also that you were afraid of losing him. Was that right? I
it
wonder
is.
if have you really looked at whether you want to get married for the right reasons to him? Because it sounds
Yeah.
like it might be out of fear that you want to have that kind of commitment from him, especially if he's talking about hooking up with other people.
Now that you mention it, I mean, that is a really good point. Because, I mean, for me, like, I grew up in a Catholic household. So for me, it's always like, okay, well, if you find someone you like, then you marry them. And like, I didn't want to do that. I was very contrarian. And I just was like, I'm never going to get married. And I met him and that changed. And I do want to have a life with him. Like, we have a place together, we have pets together, and I like my future with him. I feel like it's frustrating because I was really excited about possibly, about marrying him, and then this came up, and so now it's kind of like thrown everything
No, this
amok
is
a little
good.
bit.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that this came
Yeah.
up because you might have been making a major mistake. I'm afraid to say this, but you like you're way too young. He's way too young. You guys have not lived your lives out yet. And the
Yeah.
fact that like this came up is actually a good thing. It's a saving grace for you.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you guys did get married and then he declared this. I mean, that would be a
Oh,
far worse circumstance that you're in. So
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a no-win situation, which is kind of crappy, but it's like I kind of need someone to tell me because I can't tell anyone in my family. Obviously, it's like pretty
You need
religious
someone to tell you
family,
what?
and I just need someone to tell me that like the fact that my fears aren't in bad faith and that me being nervous to do this makes sense because it's not normal and it's not necessarily something that's conducive of like a healthy relationship.
why do you even
It's not
have
really
that pressure? You should not even have that pressure. Like that should not even be in the realm of possibility that there is like any kind of backlash to your very understandable, very reasonable concerns.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't know. I think my family is like, well, you've chosen this person, so you got to stick to this person, and me wavering from that
You can change
might
your
not
mind
be
at
seen
any
as good.
time.
Yeah.
Anytime. If it's not right for
Yeah.
you, it's not right for you, and it's better to decide that before anyone's proposing to anyone than to find it
Yeah.
out when you're engaged, than to find it out when you're married, when you have kids. Like now is the time. If you feel that way now, it's probably not going to
Yeah.
get better.
For sure. Yeah.
Remember how we talked about if you listen to me talk about the Andrew Tate stuff, you probably
Yeah.
remember that one of the reasons why a lot of people that get invested into the multi-level marketing scheme of Hustlers University is what is known as a sunk cost fallacy, right?
Yeah.
So that's unironically what you are currently repeating when you
Yeah.
when you think about it like that. You've made an investment into this relationship and your parents are looking at it in a similar way, and that's one of the boundaries that's like stopping you from making the right decision for yourself. Yeah, don't do that. No.
Yeah.
Don't do that at
Yeah.
all.
How long have you guys been together?
4 years.
Yeah, and first of all, and also there's no rules to this shit. So you like just
Yeah.
because you've been together for 4 years doesn't mean they're your life partner. Doesn't mean that you've chosen them. You're also only 23 years old, and who cares what age you are? You make if it's not working. Sometimes it doesn't. These things present themselves, and there's no right time or anything. There's no rules. So I know we often have family pressures, but your happiness comes above all else, and you come above everybody else at the end of the day, and you've got to be in a happy situation, or else you'll live your life miserably, and you don't want to do that.
And
I
you can also stay
definitely
with
don't want to
them.
do that.
You can stay with
Yeah.
him and just not get married. You know, like take the time to figure it out. That's also a possibility.
I think that that's probably better. And I mean, not to rush into an engagement and just be like, okay, let's figure this shit out. And then if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then we part ways. But I live in Canada. I won't say the city, but we also have like, I don't know if they have this in the States, but common law marriage. So if you live together for 2 years, you function in court as if you're married, and we're like just almost at that point, not yet. So
Oh damn.
2 years? Damn, they don't give you much time
Yeah,
in
that's
Canada.
quick.
do
no.
I think it's the same in California,
Yeah.
actually.
they? Jesus.
I thought it was
I
7.
think it's 2 years.
In the U.S. in Oregon, it's 7 years. It's to be of the state.
Oh,
depends
wow.
on the
Yeah,
state.
finally, a goddamn real state where they protect the men from divorce court, from being victims of divorce court. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Usually
So,
that's to
I
protect the
mean-
woman, Austin.
What?
Those laws are established to protect the female partner, usually.
Well, I don't. I mean, that doesn't apply to me.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's anyway. Let's move on. So okay. I feel like you have a lot to go over in your own personal relationship.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not getting married anytime soon, so that's good.
Yep. Yeah.
And remember, it's actually not a bad thing that he opened up and told you this.
Yeah.
Before things got even more serious. But
Yeah.
2 years into a
Yeah.
relationship that has been going on for 4 years, or 4 years into a relationship, and he brings this on you, that's not gonna go away. That feeling's not gonna go away.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I agree. I agree with you. I just kind of needed somebody to say that to me, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys being honest, even though it kind of sucks, but like it's good. I'm glad that you guys were honest with me, so thank you.
Like your feelings of not wanting to, or your feelings of discomfort are completely valid. And I would go so far as to even say his approach to the situation is mature as well. Like him literally bringing it up to you and communicating with you, that's the best you can ask for from a partner.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you guys are both fucking 23 years old, you know what I mean? Like him wanting to experience other things is totally understandable in this situation.
Yeah.
And all of this is easy for us to say, even if it's, we're being honest with our like limited perception, but I think that you know what's best for you and him. It sounds like you do.
Yeah. And I agree. Like, I'm happy that he was honest with me. I'd rather him be honest and tell me than just not tell me. And then like 5 years into marriage, this comes up.
Yeah.
So like, I'm glad he was mature enough and honest enough to tell me, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. Cause like, I'm glad he was honest, but this doesn't like necessarily make anything easy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Hopefully we were able to help you out.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Oh
Ciao.
my God, was that our last?
That was the last person
Yes.
that needed advice.
We did it.
that was
No
it?
one else needs any more advice.
Yeah, everyone's done.
I could give you a little update as a previous Chadvice goer, to end on a more positive note.
What you want to? Let's hear it. You have an update. You're engaged.
No, I'm not. That was my friend.
You're engaged on Twitter, at least. That's what you posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
So obviously that's the truth now.
I went on my first date last year, from Minder, Muslim Tinder, and now he won't leave me alone, even though I told him I'm not interested. So I think I did something right following the Chadvice.
Wait,
God
what
damn.
was
So it's
the
like
Chad advice?
It's a Giga Chad move.
So I can't get the boys off me,
I'm proud of you.
Rogan wants a very big, hairy Lebanese man. Isn't that right?
Stop.
Right. Rogan also wants someone to suck out her ovaries like Boba.
Get it right. I said I want somebody to suck the eggs out of my ovaries like boba. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. She's public
They're very
health.
similar.
Rogan and I have the
Hell.
opposite type.
It's not that big of a demand.
When I saw Austin in LA, he was like, "Let's get you married."
That is the most Lebanese he's ever been. That's hilarious that he said that. But yeah, Morgan, thank you. You did an incredible job. You're awesome.
Of course.
That
Thank
was
you for giving me
great.
the opportunity. Dude, there's so many people that didn't show up that were just like fucking cracked.
No, that was this was the best yet. Morgan.
More
also,
to come.
Brogan also streams on Twitch. I'm sure you're gonna go live now, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, and I'll raid you after this. But thank you so much to the mod team as well. Thank you to the community for coming in and opening up about your problems and letting us incredibly qualified individuals give you advice on your life's problems. Like, it's pretty funny when there was like the workplace issue, right? The first one, and I was thinking to myself, like, we're all fucking internet dickheads, you know what I mean? Like,
I know. I was like, I've never worked in a workplace like that. So
I mean, I have worked in a workplace, but like, it's still, you know what I mean? It's been many years, right? So, but that was wild. That was wild. And of course, Austin, thank you so much for your wonderful perspective and sharing it with us and being there and taking time out of your busy schedule instead of working out.
Yeah, I missed the gym. My gym closed.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you fucking live in Oregon. There you go. Yeah, you deserve that one.
It closed, but you know what? I needed a day off because I've been working out for many days straight.
Imagine if you lived with me here in California in the gay mecca. You would literally be able to go to the gym and see sexy boys at like 12 if you wanted to.
It's true. Especially
and you wouldn't even have to crash your car to see them. So
Yeah.
lots of benefits.
That's true. I could have gone to drag brunch today. We could have.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you selfishly are like, oh, I love living here.
Thank you, Hasan. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Mikey. Pleasure to do Chadvice.
Thank you. Good to meet you. No thanks to this
Good to
man.
meet you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Austin.
Yes. Yeah. Nice to meet you in person.
Totally in person. Totally in person.
Eventually.
Talk to you guys. Yeah. And thanks for having me on. Ciao.
All right.
I'll get out of here.
Ciao, Bella. Ciao.
Twitter.com/Austin on Twitter.
He doesn't even promote his Twitch because he doesn't stream at all.
Hey, I stream every once in a while. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye, Austin. All right. And on that note, thank you so much once again. I'm going to run the last ad break here, the last 3-minute ad break. And thank you guys for coming. This was wonderful.
Thank you for having
That was
us.
Thank you,
great.
Mikey,
Awesome.
for offering the woman's perspective. Otherwise, we would have
Me
just
speaking
been
for all females.
Otherwise, we'd be all over here just fucking talking trash.
Oh,
Like,
just the worst stuff.
yeah, all these girls ask